Welcome to Fomo Consulting for your Xela stock analysis video on Wednesday, August 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a very strong day today, and I'll show you why very shortly. And as always, the apes are winning, the diamond hands are winning, most importantly, the retail investors winning. So if you find this video informative and entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It is a newer channel, and I would appreciate the support. Let's get into the video. So let's look at the broader market. Overall, S&P was up 10 points, Dow was up 220 points, Nasdaq down 22, which we're a part of, and the Russell was up 7.6 points. Overall, pretty decent day on the market. As you can see, there was some heavy selling pressure late morning, midday, especially on the Nasdaq. Pulled a lot of things down. Microsoft, Apple were up, Google, Amazon down. But overall, as you can see, a lot of greens, specifically in the industrials, utilities, consumers, goods, things of that nature. But overall, not a bad day in the broader market. And as always, the earnings continue on, and we are in earnings season. This evening, some popular stocks. Clove is issuing earnings. Palantir in the morning. Wish, Rocket, SoFi, as well as many others. A lot of popular stocks. Should be some pretty interesting volatility, specifically in the morning. Palantir, Disney, Wish are all very popular stocks. So let's look at crypto. At the time of this recording, it's absolutely killing it. Bitcoin is certainly doing very well over that key 46,000 mark. Doge is close to 28 cent. Ethereum, Litecoin, all running, as well as XLM, which I pay very close attention to, up almost 35 cents today. So it's crazy what's going on. And if you're involved in Coinbase, you certainly had a good run this morning. It jumped from the opening bell. Sold off pretty hard this afternoon, but overall, fantastic day overall for Coinbase, as many other associated crypto plays such as Mara, Riot, and others. It's been a pretty good couple of weeks, quite frankly, for crypto. Overall, Germinates holding Xela stock certainly had a great day, up 2.6 up to 2.6 euros, up 6.12%. So well done, fantastic, and congratulations to the German apes. So some pretty big news for Xela today. Overall, they expanded their healthcare relationship with a large healthcare provider, PCH Global, a contract worth $7.5 million for technology and operational solutions. So overall, again, this company just continues to grow exponentially, offering lots of new services to a lot of very important companies. So overall, Xela seems to have a very bright future. Speaking of bright, the price target was officially moved from $4 to $5. I believe it was late yesterday evening. So overall, that is shown in the Ortex data. Absolutely bullish. And TradingView is actually showing very strong buying signals on the 1 day. Again, do your own due diligence. I am not a financial advisor, nor is this financial advice, but overall, the sentiment and the technicals are all around the stock that would basically make it a good value, it would appear. So let's look at the options. Speaking of good values, overall, as you can see, lots of open interest at the $5 strike to the $4 strike. I believe that with this much open interest, there's going to be one heck of a fight with the whales that are involved and the big investors. They're really going to want to put these contracts in the money, I personally believe. Not so much on the open interest on the put side. As you can see, only about 7,500 versus a huge amount on the call side, expiring August 20th. So I believe, if not this week, next week will be a pretty major price rise. I believe there's going to be a lot of buying pressure to put these in the money. And as you can see, expiring in September, no different. You can see between $4 and $5, a huge amount of open interest versus the put side of only 2,000. And you can certainly see in the trading volume today and overall within the options chain, the put volume is far outweighed by the call volume. Call volume nearly 17,000 to 2,000. And the open interest total is 47,000 on the calls, 10,000 on the puts. So again, lots of very bullish sentiment around this stock these days. What wasn't so bullish was the pre-market, which I don't put a lot of weight in, but I know that after yesterday, obviously there was some selling pressure. We had very, very light volume this morning, and obviously, we went to a pre-market low, I guess, of $2.76. We got below that critical 283 support. However, with the light volumes, you really can't put a whole lot in the pre-market and after-hours trading just because of the volumes. And obviously, you can look even now that there's very, very little movement. Speaking of movement, we had a heck of a day today, right? From the opening bell, we traded on top of the VWAP. We broke out of that little pennant channel we've been kind of trending within, albeit not substantial, but we did break out of it. But trading on top of the VWAP all day long, they tried to press it down, which shows an immense amount of buying pressure and support. So we closed at $3.12, recovered very, very well from our last couple of days. Closed up 27 cents, up 9.47%. Down a bit after hours, about 3 or 4 cents, what have you. I'm sure that'll kind of clean itself up as the evening goes on. But overall, a fantastic day, very, very strong. And again, the fact that we traded on top of that VWAP all day long means an awful lot, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, what I found to be most reassuring was the fact that we consolidated really for a couple of hours right on that basically $3.10 level. They tried and tried and tried to press it down. They shorted it, sold it off. They did everything they possibly could, but they just couldn't break that 310, 309 range. God knows they tried, but overall, and then we had a fantastic close to the trading day, shot up, I don't know, about 5 cents in the last minute or so. So again, I think we're beautifully set up for another leg up tomorrow. And as you see how we compare to the NASDAQ chart today, we certainly had a separation catalyst, whatever that was. We were just at a really good buying point, I believe, around that 280 mark this morning pre-market, and I believe that the whales jumped in and really, really pressed us up, as well as the apes and the diamond hands on retail investor. And for the first time in a little while, we were certainly in the top 10 on most active. So that was, again, very reassuring. And on Webull, I can tell the popularity is picking up. I believe last look we were about number 6, which is a substantial pickup from really over the weekend. I was looking at last week where we were in the upper teens. So again, this play is continuing to pick up momentum. And one other item of note, this is a very hard to borrow stock, at least according to Webull. The maintenance requirement to short is 200% margin requirement, and the estimated borrow fee is 11.5%. So again, very, very risky to short this stock these days. Obviously, the sentiment, the buying pressure, and what have you, and the volatility is certainly not the wisest choice, but as we know, they are doing it anyway. So looking again at the 5-day, 5-minute chart, overall, you can see where we were pressed down the last couple of days. Certainly had some bearish activity. A lot of that, I believe, was mechanical and psychological due to earnings. And today we bounced, and as you can see, we traded on top of VWAP all day long. And again, the indicators are all pretty well neutral, at least on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. We are beautifully set up for a very, very nice run. One thing I want you to pay close attention to, this is called hidden bullish divergence. That's basically when the price action is flat or going upwards, and the RSI and MACD are both trending downwards. So as you can see, price action trending up, RSI, MACD all trending downwards, which is very, very bullish, which means the bulls are winning even as they try to sell it off. So looking at the 1-hour chart, as you can see, broke out of that pennant formation, albeit not substantially. We did have a volume spike today, which was very nice to see. Now that we're out of that, it'll be interesting to see how tomorrow plays out. But again, RSI, MACD are all poised for a nice run-up. So let's look at the 2-hour chart again, a little slower time frame. Overall, RSI is on the bullish side of neutral. Certainly has a lot of room to run, and we are just starting, hopefully, to have a bullish MACD crossover on the 2-hour chart. And again, you can see where we got out of the pennant today, albeit not by a whole lot, but hopefully we are set up tomorrow for a breakout. We shall see. 4-hour chart, you're seeing the same thing, slightly out of the pennant. You can certainly see we've got a lot of room to run on RSI and MACD, and you will see the same things on the daily chart. The daily is probably, to me, the most enticing. Again, it's a slower time frame, as you know, and once that MACD, I believe, crosses over the signal line, we certainly have a lot of room to run. I believe a nice tall green volume spike candle will confirm that if we break out to the upside. If we break out on lower volume, I won't be as convicted about a breakout, but if we do have a breakout of that pennant tomorrow on the daily and show a lot of volume along with that, it will show an immense amount of buying pressure. And as you can see, the alligator is just chilling. So the average age of the short positions continues to climb, 9.89 days. They should run. So overall, the Ortex data, as you can see, shares on loan about the same as yesterday, 11 million. Cost to borrow an incredibly high 9%. Utilization is close to that 90% mark. Once it crosses 90, I believe it's going to get very, very difficult for them, much like it was for AMC. And I believe we may very well cross that in over the next day or two because they just keep borrowing. They borrowed 4.87 million. Not to say they used them all, but they did borrow them today. We had a major short interest rise today of 31.35%. We are currently at 21.31% of the free float, which is absolutely huge, quite frankly. And the short borrow fee, according to Fintel, is 8.16. Short shares available at least time of this recording is 300,000. Again, volume increased by about 25 million today, which was huge. We don't always have to have that to have a price rise, but it sure is nice to see the volatility nonetheless. And nothing has really changed on the institutional part. So looking at the options chain, options volume, the contracts traded was overwhelmingly bullish, over 10 to 1 call versus put on the total volume of 42,000, which is a pretty good pickup over the last few days. But overall, as you can see, just a lot of really bullish sentiment around this stock right now, and the IV is still quite low. So I would like to thank you all for watching. If you found this video informative and entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It's a newer channel, and I would appreciate the support. But as always, I hope your life is full of green candles. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.